Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you my match reaction for the Luton Town Manchester United game. So yesterday night it ended Luton Town 0, Manchester United 3 in the Cowbell Cup third round at Kenilworth Road. It is our first win of the season and we have progressed into the fourth round of the Cowbell Cup and we will play either Preston or Brighton. Solskjaer has become the third fastest manager at Manchester United to win 50 games. And Solskjaer's managed now around 91 or is it 92 games at Manchester United. Solskjaer made 10 changes from our 3-1 defeat to Crystal Palace recently. But it's good that we've bounced back from that defeat because obviously, that defeat against Crystal Palace was our worst defeat on an opening day of a Premier League season since 1995. Now let's get into it anyway. It wasn't the best of performances by Manchester United, but all that matters is we did get the win. I thought Luton Town had some very, very good periods in the game, where they kept the ball well and they passed the ball well. I thought Ryan Tunnicliffe did well for them in the midfield, who was obviously a former Man United player. Andrew Shinier did quite well for them. Danny Hilton caused a few problems at times. Loire caused a few problems at times. Luton's best chance in the game was from Tom Lockyer. In the second half, Dean Henderson produced a fantastic save. Dean Henderson did make his full debut for the football club, but apart from that save, he didn't really have nothing to do. I think Dean Henderson will be our number one in the future. But I've already said that Solskjaer should put Dean Henderson as number one because I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough anyway to become our number one goalkeeper. I've got to say, I was very, very impressed with Juan Mata, put a very, very good performance out. Juan Mata had a couple of good chances in the first half, obviously scored the first goal from the penalty spot. Juan Mata, I think, is now one goal away from a milestone. Juan Mata obviously doesn't get in the team a lot now, like I've mentioned before, but when he does, he still makes a fantastic impact. I think Juan Mata's had a good career at Manchester United. He must have enjoyed a good 6 years at the football club. We paid just under £40 million him from Chelsea back in 2014. I've also got to give credit to Jesse Lingard. I thought he also played very, very well, made some very good runs on that left-hand side. Also had a couple of chances in the game. I think he was unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet. Now, there's obviously been rumours of Lingard leaving Manchester United. I think Solskjaer did say that he wants Lingard to stay at the football club. Because obviously, Lingard has been part of the club for several years. I think Lingard's been at Man United around 20 years. Obviously, has been with us since 2000, was in our youth setup for quite a while, but he's been in our senior squad since 2011. There's actually a possibility chance now we could extend his contract because there is an option to extend it for a further year. Tottenham have recently been interested in Jesse Lingard. I've also got to praise Eric Bailly. I also thought he did very, very well, made that goal line clearance, and I thought his composure was quite good. Bailly obviously came in for Victor Lindelof, and like I've said to you before, my only element of concern about Eric Bailly is that he is injury prone. Bailly must have enjoyed a good 4 years now at Manchester United. Harry Maguire, I thought he was outwitted by Danny Hilton on a couple of occasions, but prior to that, I think he did well in our back line. Composure good. I thought he was effective in the air quite a few times, but it's his best performance, Harry Maguire's, for actually a while. This is Harry Maguire's second season at Manchester United. And don't forget, Harry Maguire, the other month, got arrested in Greece, and obviously, he was convicted. So And we know that Harry Maguire is going to remain Manchester United captain this season. Obviously, as it stands at the moment, he is the most expensive centre-half in the world. Brandon Williams. I don't think he put a bad performance out. Obviously, Brandon Williams was the one that won us the penalty. Obviously, he got fouled by George McCure in the box. I thought defensively, Brandon Williams was very, very good, but I think he did lack that attacking intent. Didn't really do much going forward. This is obviously Brandon Williams' second season in the senior squad for Man United. Wasn't so long ago he signed a 4-year deal with the football club. Don't forget Brandon Williams made his senior debut for the club against Rochdale last season in the EFL Cup, and he made his first start in the league against Brighton. But yeah, Williams did come in for Luke Shaw. Donny van der Beek, exceptional. He also made his full debut for the football club yesterday night. He obviously did come on in the Crystal Palace game, obviously scored on his Premier League debut. But I thought yesterday, Donny van der Beek had some very, very good touches, kept the ball well. I think he also had a great chance in the game, so he was actually unlucky not to score. Donny van der Beek is only the signing Manchester United have made so far in this summer transfer window. Got him in a deal worth £40 million. Donny van der Beek signed a 5-year contract with the football club with an option of a further year. We know that he's wearing that number 34 shirt. I thought Fred, he also had a very, very good game for Man United, well composed. I thought he was good on and off the ball. Matic, he also had a good game. He was also good on and off the ball. Passed the ball well as well. So I've got to give them, Fred and Matic, a lot of credit. But I thought the substitutions made the difference in the game. Obviously, Rashford came off the bench to score our second goal. Rashford did make a fantastic impact, by the way, when he came on. Like I said, Rashford is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. He's been part of the club for several years. I think he's been at Manchester United around 15 years. He's been with us since the age of 7. And now, of course, he's 22. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. But he took his goal very, very well. Greenwood, he also came on in the game. And he obviously got the assist for Rashford's second. And obviously, scored our third goal. And Greenwood made a fantastic impact when he came on. And Solskjaer has come out and said what Mason Greenwood must do if he is to be our long-term number 9. So he says he's basically got to improve with his head, Mason Greenwood. But Solskjaer was saying, Mason Greenwood had a good season last season. I think last season was his first full season in the senior squad. Now, we've had a few issues with Mason Greenwood, haven't we, recently? Like I said, with that inhaling laughing gas incident. He was also withdrawn from the England squad by Gareth Southgate, so too was Phil Foden for taking girls back to the team hotel. And he was saying prior to the Palace game that he was infuriated with the FA and Gareth Southgate for the handling of Mason Greenwood. But obviously Mason Greenwood is our number 11. He's the 4th Manchester United player to wear the number 11. Bruno Fernandes, he got the assist for Mason Greenwood's third. I thought Bruno Fernandes as well, made an impact when he came on. Bruno Fernandes has been at the football club now nearly a year. And in the vast majority of our games, he has done very, very well. He's obviously won Premier League Player of the Month 3 times, reflecting on his good run of performances. We got Bruno Fernandes in January in a deal worth £55 million from Sporting Lisbon. Odion Ighalo, he obviously started up top. He came in for Anthony Martial. I thought Odion Ighalo was quite quiet in the game, so didn't really make much of an impact. Couldn't really keep the ball that well, could Odion Ighalo, when he did receive it. But yeah. But like I said, wasn't the best of performances by Manchester United. But from a Luton Town perspective, they'll be disappointed, that they didn't take the chances. Obviously, Luton are currently in the Championship at the moment. Obviously, Nathan Jones is their current manager. I think this is Nathan Jones' second spell at Luton. Before he was at Luton, I think he managed Stoke, and at one point he was the caretaker manager of Brighton. But yesterday, it was the 40th meeting between Manchester United and Luton since a league fixture back in 1992. Luton Town have been out of the First Division since like 2009. They did actually win the League Cup back in 1988. But the Carabao Cup is definitely a priority for Manchester United because I said one of our expectations this season will be to win a trophy under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era and we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years and this is the first time this has happened in just over 30 years. So last time won a trophy was under the Jose Mourinho era when won the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. Obviously, the FA Cup, that'd be a chance for us winning a trophy as well. Premier League, we won't win the Premier League. Like I've said to you, I think we're at least 3-4 years off winning the Premier League. And the Champions League, obviously, we're not good enough to win that. But Solskjaer, was saying prior to the Crystal Palace game that, Man United have got a lot of confidence going on into this season, from where we left off last season. Because last season, he did exceed most of his expectations. Obviously got us qualification for the Champions League. We also finished third and we progressed to 3 semi-finals. And at the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. At that point, Solskjaer was under serious pressure at the football club. And obviously, when we lost to Crystal Palace recently, there was quite a lot of Manchester United fans that were criticising Solskjaer and demanding him to be sacked. But we can't sack him. You can't really have a perception on the manager after just one game. You can't do that. I said, wait until we delve a bit more into the season and I'll give you more of a perception on him, on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, I said to you, didn't I, this season is big for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United because obviously, this season is his second full season at the football club. And he knows that he's got to exceed his expectations if he's to remain Manchester United manager. Now, reflecting on the win against Luton, Solskjaer has given us an update on our transfers and he says that Manchester United are still looking to make signings. And like I've said to you, I think Solskjaer deserves more backing as Manchester United manager because I just don't think he is getting backed enough. And, Woodward said quite a few times that, he's determined to back Solskjaer. The Glazers said quite a few times that, they're determined to back Solskjaer. Solskjaer's recently revealed that he's been very infuriated with the board. Obviously, because Woodward and the Glazers aren't spending money. And obviously, we've been critical of the board anyway for several years. Obviously, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. We've made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. The managers that we've had since Ferguson retired haven't been backed enough. So this is why we've also overpaid for players in recent years. But don't forget, Solskjaer publicly admitted that Manchester United have got to spend money in this summer transfer window. And if we are to mount any title challenge up this season, we have got to make at least a couple of more signings in this summer transfer window. Is there around 2 weeks left until the summer transfer window shuts? And Manchester United have still got quite a bit to do. We're not only focusing on the incomings, we're also focusing on the outgoings as well. Because at the moment we are struggling to offload our fringe players. And I said it's very imperative that we sell players in this summer transfer window, because obviously there's still deadwood at the football club, and plus we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Now, like I've said to you, there's rumours of Lingard leaving. Pereira, I would sell him, but there's a possibility chance now he could stay at the football club. Chris Smalling, there's a bit of news on him. Reportedly, Roma are preparing to put a new bid in for him in the coming days. Don't forget, Chris Smalling was out on loan with Roma last season, where he did actually know very, very well. And he said he wants to go to Italy if he leaves Manchester United. And Solskjaer did say during our Europa League campaign that he was in regular contact with Smalling whilst he was out on loan with Roma, and said he still has a future at Man United. You know, Smalling's been a long servant at the football club. He's enjoyed a good 9 or 10 years now with us. Got him from Fulham back in 2010, Chris Smalling. It said a few weeks ago Inter Milan were also interested in him. Phil Jones, you know, he's another player we're looking to offload. You know, Phil Jones has been a long servant at the football club. He must have enjoyed a good 9 or 10 years now at Manchester United. I think we paid, was it just over £16 million to him from Blackburn. He has been with us since the Ferguson era. Phil Jones is currently injured at the moment. Rojo is another player that Manchester United are looking to get rid of, because obviously he won't get in the team. Rojo was out on loan at Estudiantes last season, wasn't he? Rojo must have enjoyed a good 4.5 years at Man United. We got him for like £16 million from Sporting Lisbon back in 2014. Diego Dalot, we're also looking to get rid of him. Obviously, he's our backup. Right back is Diego Dalot. You know, Diego Dalot's been at the football club now, I think, a couple of years. You know, we got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We paid around £19 million in from Porto, and Dalot's got a contract with us until 2023. Sergio Romero, he's also open to leaving the football club. Obviously now Sergio Romero is third choice goalkeeper, isn't he? Because obviously recently Dean Henderson returned. And obviously it says Valencia have been interested in Romero, and it says they're willing to pay around £6 million for him. Everton, Leeds, Aston Villa have also been interested in him. Romero has enjoyed around 5 years at Manchester United. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. And I think has he got a year left on his contract, or just under a year left on his contract. But I think there's also an option of another year. So yeah, we should be selling players in this summer transfer window. But to be fair, you know, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. We have seen the likes of Lukaku leave, Sanchez leave, Angel Gomez leave, Herrera leave, Fellaini leave, Darmian leave, Young leave, Valencia leave. We've also loaned a few players out. You know, we loaned Tahith Chon out to Werder Bremen a few weeks ago. We also loaned Dylan Levitt out. Didn't we loan James Garner out to Watford? I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. My next game is Brighton. I think it is away, it's Brighton, isn't it? It is on Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. We've got to get our first win in the Premier League. Brighton's a game that Manchester United should be winning anyway. We did obviously beat them twice last season, beat them 3-1 at Old Trafford and beat them 3-0 at the Amex. But we've actually lost twice at the Amex Stadium since Brighton came up to the Premier League. You know, we lost there 1-0 and we also lost there 3-2. Brighton had a good win recently. You know, they did beat Newcastle by 3-0. Their current manager's Graham Potter. I think Brighton's the third club in his managerial career, because before he was at Brighton, he was at Swansea, wasn't he? And at one point, he was at Östersund as well. The preview for that game will be coming up probably tomorrow night. The preview for the Brighton-Manchester United game will be coming up. Solskjaer will be obviously making quite a lot of changes from, the win against Luton Town yesterday night. I expect De Gea to be back in goal. And Wan-Bissaka will keep his place at right back, obviously. Lindelof may come in for Eric Bailly, but I prefer Bailly over Lindelof. I think he's a better centre-half, but like I said, Bailly's injury-prone. But Lindelof will still stay at the football club for at least another season, even if Man United were to sign a centre-half. Maguire will keep his place in the team. Probably Luke Shaw will come in for Brandon Williams against Brighton. Maybe McTominay will come back into the team for Brighton because he didn't play any part yesterday. Paul Pogba, he may come back into the team because he also didn't play any part yesterday against Luton. Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United for at least another season. I think what we've got to do is we've got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club to end the uncertainty over his future, because he has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, Pogba's agent Mini Raiola a few weeks ago did say that Pogba would hold talks over a new contract, and he said he wants to stay at Man United. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for the further year. Donny van de Beek, I think, will definitely play against Brighton as well. Bruno Fernandes, he should be starting against Brighton. Martial, he'll start against Brighton. Like I said, got rested for the game yesterday and that. So yeah, he will make quite a lot of changes, will Solskjaer. But like I said to on my video that I did yesterday, if Manchester United were to sack Solskjaer, who would be our next manager? Now, obviously, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming to Manchester United. Obviously, before Solskjaer got the job permanently in March last year. He was the favourite to come in, was Pochettino. There was obviously no talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in at one point. Don't forget, at one point we was also in for Zinedine Zidane. There was some Manchester United fans and that, and some people in general saying that Man United have got to get a manager in with a proven pedigree and a manager that will suit the strappings of the club, such as Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola, for prime example. But we've just got to stick with Ole. Because don't forget, when we first appointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in as Manchester United manager, he was inheriting a squad that was worth £700 million. This is obviously before he made his signings. Solskjaer has spent around £240 million at Manchester United since he came in. He's brought like 6 senior players in. Last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January brought Bruno Fernandes and Odi Nagalo in on loan. And recently brought Donny van de Beek in. He's also brought a few academy players into the football club. So it's good that more young players are coming in, and there's a lot of good young players that are coming through at Manchester United. And one thing I've liked about Solskjaer since he took over the reins at Man United as well is that he's had a habit of developing young homegrown talents and all of that. And he recently set a challenge for our academy players, to replicate the likes of Mason Greenwood and Brandon Williams. We've obviously got Teden Menge. He recently got promoted into the senior squad, just come through. Ethan Galbraith, he just come through. Ethan Laird, was it the end of last season? He got promoted into the senior squad as well. But yeah. But like I said, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Alex Ferguson era. We have sacked 3 managers since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. So we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. But like I've said on my recent videos, I think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Ferguson did. Ferguson endured 20-odd years at the football club, won a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. So as it stands at the moment, we are the most successful team in Premier League history, but we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't actually won it for 7 years. But yeah, stick with Solskjaer for now. Obviously, after Brighton, we do face Tottenham. That's going to be the first difficult game for Manchester United. Newcastle's coming up as well for us. That's another game we should win. Arsenal, Chelsea and Everton are also coming up very, very soon. And they're going to be very tough games for Manchester United. I hope we can have a good record against the top 6 sides this season. Because actually, no, last season we had a very, very good record against the top 6 sides, didn't we? But I've been very, very frustrated with this summer transfer window. Because obviously we've only made one signing so far. We've missed out on a lot of our targets in this summer transfer window, and we've missed out on transfer targets before. We've bloody missed out on Sergio Reguilon. He went to Tottenham when we should have actually got Sergio Reguilon. We missed out on Gareth Bale. He went back to Tottenham. We missed out on Jack Grealish. He signed a 5-year contract of Aston Villa the other week. Back in January, we missed out on Erling Haaland. We also missed out on Jude Bellingham. So that's why I'm frustrated. And there's obviously teams around us as well that have done very, very good recruitment. You've obviously got Chelsea, by far, they've done the best business. They've brought good players in. Liverpool, they've made some good signings. Everton, they've even made some good signings. Arsenal, they've made a couple of signings. Even Leeds United, they've made good signings. Man City, they've also brought a few players in. So there you go. The news on Alex Telles, don't you? I already give you the news on him, didn't I? He says, Man United are closing in on a deal for him. And he says, we're confident we can get him for around £25 million. This is what I heard yesterday. It said we pay like £20 million and £5 million in add-ons. So, yeah, it's looking like that Alex Telles is going to be our second signing in this summer transfer window. Mohamed Bouatsi from RMC Sports said around 3 days ago that, Alex Telles has agreed personal terms with Man United and he's agreed a 5-year contract with the football club worth around £70,000 a week. Porto did actually say that they wanted 18 million, or was it just over 18 million pounds? So he's a cheap solution. And Fabrizio Romano, who's a very reliable Italian journalist, he recently said that Man United are in advanced talks with Porto to sign Alex Telles, and we are ahead of PSG in this. And Alex Telles is predominantly a left-back, and I said it's very beneficial if Manchester United can get a left-back in. The news on Jadon Sancho. We are still trying to get him on the board. I heard stories saying that Dortmund could increase their asking price with how long this deal, how long this saga has gone on regarding Jadon Sancho. But Sebastian Kell, who's Borussia Dortmund's head of football, don't forget he recently said that Sancho will be staying at Dortmund this season and he won't be leaving. He said he's confirmed Man United won't get him in a cut price deal because he said £73 million is not enough. But Borussia Dortmund's valuation is £108 million. But Sancho is our number one priority target. Yesterday I gave you the news on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He actually said earlier on in the summer we inquired about getting Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but we dropped our interest because of Everton's £80 million asking price, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is obviously a striker. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, like I've said to you, I've seen improvements since Ole came in. I really, really have seen improvements. There's players that have improved. He's made good signings so far. So the recruitment has improved under Solskjaer, but it just hasn't been so good as yet in this summer transfer window. Like I said, he's got rid of a lot of players since he came in. He's promoted the youth very, very well, but there's still improvements needed. Still aspects of our game have got to improve. We've got to try and keep the ball a bit better. Defensively, we've obviously got to improve. We slightly need to be more clinical in the final third as well. But you can see that Solskjaer's trying to change the culture of the club and he's trying to improve the squad. What Man United need is a centre-half to go alongside Maguire, despite the fact that we've got 7 centre-halves in the team already. But obviously, if we offload Smalling, Rojo, Jones, then there's going to be obviously no room for another centre-half to get in there. Left back, get one in, get a right winger in, and I think, Manchester United should be okay. So anyway, guys, on my next video, I'll be giving you my player ratings from the Luton game. Drop your comments, likes, on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.